Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich, where media creators talk about the world around creating media. I'm Toaden from Toaden.com, YouTube.com/ToadenK, and of course, MediaLitterSandwich.com. With me is Mark Monster from
CrazyMark.com.
And joining us today is
Ryan Cairns from Campfire Comics.
From Campfire Comics?
Campfire Comics, yes, sir.
So is this
where great stories are told.
So you're marking the angle as these are stories around campfires, or these are this comic book is so safe you can bring it to a campfire and guaranteed not to get burned.
Well, there's a couple things there. So if you buy it, you read it, you like it, you got a good comic. If you don't like it, it is also great kindling for your fire.
But wait a minute, when I think of Campfire Comics, I think of like campfire, and you're sitting around the campfire telling these tall tales and stories about like the 8-headed baby, or the closet killer, or the thing that lurks in the shadows, and then the big guy jumps out behind the tree. He's been sitting there all night.
So
you know.
So that's the idea. For hundreds of thousands of years, around the campfire is where great stories were told. It's where the elders of the community communicated to the younger people in the community the stories that have been age-old for hundreds of thousands of years, and I want to kind of replicate that in the comics medium.
Sweet. See, I figured it out. Wow, I'm not a dummy after all.
So how do you replicate it?
By making great stories. By making stories that appeal at a base primal level.
Okay.
And that it's mythology.
We have someone that wants to join in here.
Mr. Rosema.
Can I?
Yeah.
Jeez. Loud enough?
You're good.
Can I break in here for a second?
Go ahead,
I
Scott.
want you to know that Ryan here, having created and named Campfire Comics as his imprint,
Right on.
makes me jealous. Because
What?
that is one of the best titles for publishing.
It's got a good ring to it, doesn't it?
Oh my God,
It
it's
sounds
awesome.
good.
I mean, I told you earlier in my in the other podcast that I'm a part of, I said a lot of the comics I like telling, they're like tales you tell around a campfire.
Yes.
Never occurred to me to say Campfire Comics. That's awesome.
So are you saying that you're going to publish your next book at Campfire Comics?
No. But
Almost. It doesn't hurt to ask.
the second you let the copyright slip, I'm jumping on it.
All right, you got it.
Oh, you're.
No, actually, that'd be great. I'd love to publish something through Campfire Comics. That'd be great. But no, it's a great title.
I
for
hear a
line of
collab.
comics.
Is a collab going to happen?
Maybe.
I certainly respect your skills.
Well,
And
tell you, we're right back at you on that because I mean, if anybody hasn't seen his comic yet, the
Dragonfly.
yes, it's
Dragonfly
cool.
and
Very,
the
very
Charlie
cool.
Hazard Band.
Collab,
really worth picking up.
collab,
Check it out.
Collab.
I'm getting about 20% good reviews, 40% negative reviews, and 40% no feedback whatsoever. So I think that's pretty good.
Not bad.
I say
for
It's
issue
only
coming out,
40%
yeah.
of no feedback. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
that people are lining up to tell me how bad it is. But I think that you should also purchase it to
Tell you how bad it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
But hey,
it is.
there's something in it for everybody.
there's no such thing as bad news. So
Oh no, as long as the
Bad
attention's there,
publicity.
yeah.
Right.
But no, check it out. But great title.
Hey, Scott, I really appreciate that.
right on. Thank you, Scott Rosema.
Bet, man. That's awesome. My pleasure. Yeah. You bet.
So where can we find these comics again?
Well, I've got a booth right over here at the Adrian Comic Con. Next weekend, I will be at the Toledo Fantasticon. I'm trying to set up a website. However, the internet doesn't really like me. I think you need a PhD in Squarespaceonomics to
Did you at
set
least
up a website.
purchase your domain name?
Yeah, do you have that?
Not yet.
You got to jump on it, man.
Do it now.
It's like when you
Now.
when you jump on your phone.
Do it
Man,
now. Don't
that's
wait.
one of those things when you choose your name. It's not only a great name, which it's fantastic. It's direct. It's exactly what you want to communicate. That website. It's so important to get that website
the domain
with
name.
your name on it.
Oh, the .com. You got to get that .com, dude. Do it now.
You like
Do it
almost
now.
can't name something
And
until you make sure you can buy the
And you
domain
can't
first.
blurt it
That
out
makes
and
sense.
tell everybody, because right now, all of a sudden, this guy in Kansas on the outskirts of town has
I
just
think Mr.
made
Rosema is over there on his
Yeah.
phone right now, saying, "What? It's not registered.
I see a GoDaddy app.
Because that's what happens, they'll go out and they'll buy a .com and turn it around. They'll have no talent or skill and sell it back to you for $10,000.
Oh yeah, like pizza.com. They bought that website and they held on to it until a place was actually willing to pay, the thousands, hundreds of thousands, or however much they sold it for. And they do that. And we mentioned in the previous podcast, when the .coms became a thing, easily purchasable, everyone went and bought all 3 and 4, even 5 letter acronyms that they absolutely could, or abbreviations. Every variant that they could find that was free, they grabbed.
So I actually looked at campfire.com.
Right.
I thought it would just be that, and that was not available. So when you type in www.campfire.com, it says, do you want this domain name?
How much?
We'll sell it to you.
How much?
So there is no website. It's 100% just, they took it so that someone else
And
can't
did you
have
check out campfirecomics.com?
I did.
Okay.
It is available.
And it's available from GoDaddy,
Get
not
it.
from a third party.
Get it now.
I believe so.
Don't
Well, it's
wait.
all third party,
Pull out
I
your phone
suppose.
now and get
Well, I will also be starting a GoFundMe to help me purchase this domain name if anybody wants to stop by my table and purchase some goodies.
How many comics are you currently working on?
Well, since you asked, I am currently halfway through Dragonfly issue 2. So I've got Dragonfly. That's completed. It's over there on my table. I've got the Charlie Hazard Band. So the Charlie Hazard Band is a blues jazz band that fights crime on the streets of Toledo.
Whoa.
So the 2 books together are kind of the yin to the yang. They kind of balance each other out. One is about the Japanese aesthetics, beauty, harmony, samurai, ninjas. Right. And the other one is just gritty, urban, downtrodden, Rust Belt. So they really balance each other out. So I wanted to go issue 1, issue 1, issue 2, issue 2, just bounce back and forth because it's more fun for me as a writer and an artist to get a little break from one and go to the other.
Yes, yeah. I've heard many people say there's no such thing as writer's block. It's just a cue to work on another project for a while.
Yes. Work on something else that's a different length, it's a different intensity, different pace to it. Yeah, switch it up a little bit. I see people all the time in their artwork, like they work on the same kind of stuff and they're at a stopping point and they're not proceeding with their talents. And so I say, all right, we'll take a break, go do watercolors for 3 months. Do nothing but practice watercolors and see where that goes. Or if you write songs, stop writing songs, write prose. Yeah, just
Is that why there's so many metal bands and other musicians that are now doing country music? But it's true though. It's just hey, I'm gonna go take a break and do something else for a little while, and then we'll come back.
You have to find time to leave me.
Yeah, one of the guys from Slipknot, I believe Corey, doing a country album, plenty of artists have done country albums. I don't mind country at all. I'm just saying. It's a break, just like when you got country artists that go do pop albums. I just think they want extra money, personally, but whatever.
Jolene.
Hey, there are so many
a good song.
fantastic Jolene covers out
Jack
there.
White.
Yeah, Jack White.
Jack White.
Oh my!
That gives me chills listening to that. It is amazing.
If you've never heard Jack White's cover of Jolene, you Google it.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Pause this video.
And go listen.
Or listen to the rest of this and then go and check that out. And of course,
idea.
Video version is different than the audio version, or if you prefer the audio version, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, a bunch of different things.
But that's funny. The band that fights crime, they're by day or whenever they're like a jazz blues band. And I mean, what do? Do they like have a gun in the guitar case, or what is it?
Actually, they're very.
That's called Desperado.
Great movie, by the way, and a great concept.
Yeah. What's the other one? El Mariachi.
Yeah, Mariachi by some local guys, John Boy and there's.
Well, I'm talking about the movie.
the
The Desperado and El Mariachi are in the same series.
They're
both by the same director.
Gotcha. There's also a comic book by some other local creators out of Detroit, El Mariachi, and it's really, really good. Give them a free plug. So actually, the deal with the Charlie Hazard Band is that they're against guns, and part of the reason for that, I'm not against guns personally, but every single comic book out there is just the Punisher nowadays. They just blow 30 or 40 gangsters away and think nothing of it. So much gratuitous violence. I wanted to kind of move past that and try to find creative ways to solve the problems that plague society. And so they're actually trying to uplift society through their music, and then they're trying to get to the main bad guy and convince him that what he's doing is wrong.
Wait, foul thief, this is why you shouldn't rob that bank. Don't rob that bank. Don't pull that gun. Don't make violence. Okay.
So is this like a more of a family-friendly thing, like a Saturday morning cartoon, or is this like going after everyone in a smart way, like Doctor Who?
It is gritty, dark, realistic, and violent, but there is a talking dog in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a guest here, Scott Rosema. Once again.
Yeah, I have nothing else to do. Now, this is why it's cool to listen to podcasts, because anybody who's listening to this will realize we're about to get some incredibly cool news you can't get almost anywhere else.
Hey-o.
You talked about possibly
Scott sees something
us
here.
maybe doing something together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of this being the potential next cover for your next issue? Because if you read the issue,
Yes.
we won't give away what it is, but
Right.
at the end of the issue, it's very cool because it's got a very dramatic, big ending to it.
Right.
And this cover could be a great 2 minutes later type imagery.
I love it. I think that's phenomenal. I like
Okay.
I like the incorporation of the dragon too. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
That's good stuff.
And you see that temple. I guess there was a temple involved in that first
Correct,
issue.
yep.
So something, if you like that, we'll be in contact.
Collab.
And we can work on something. So
I think that's a phenomenal idea.
the first connection between Ryan and Scott. Yes.
Look at this, and
Right
you
here on
saw
the
it here
show.
on Media Litter Sandwich.
Making connections.
be great. I'll work on that. You bet. That'd be awesome.
I really want to make like a love connection joke here.
I'll send you a scan of this and then we'll work on it.
Okay,
Here,
you
can I
keep
take
the
a quick
original.
picture
That's
of it?
gonna be worth money someday.
So there you go, folks. You never know what can happen next with Media Litter Sandwich, making that great connection. Because we're all about networking. Look at the poster. Look at our bill. Yeah, look at our banner. Yeah, that tells it all right there.
So we were talking about, I don't even know what we're talking about. Oh man, that's fantastic.
A little bit of everything: campfires, jazz, guns.
Now we do
mythology,
have an open mic that
life.
we welcome people come jump in.
Well, I don't think there's going to be a better moment today than Scott Rosema offering to collaborate with me on the cover for
man.
issue 2.
Collab.
That's
Yeah,
phenomenal. The guy is a legend of the business, ridiculously insightful and smart. If you go up and talk to him, I've talked to him about art quite a few times. He's always willing to talk to people. That's a phenomenal thing.
Right on. It's a good day
So
here.
what's your, so when you're here, do you work on art while you're sitting back behind your booth?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're deciding what you're working on, is just whatever comes to mind. You're like, you know what, I can take my time with this. Like, well, how do you decide what you're working on?
So right now I just mapped out the second half of issue 2 of Dragonfly. So I typically don't want to work on any like finalized pieces because you're not going to be able to focus on what you're doing long enough to make it like a really nice finalized piece. So pretty much what you're going to want is just kind of map stuff out, just kind of scrawling, scratching, doodling, that kind of stuff, and just kind of get the big idea. So it's really good to see the page take shape in just sketch form, essentially.
Now, I got a question here for you, Ryan. And this also goes back to all the students I know back in, at Macomb
These
County
are students
College.
I know. These are
Yeah.
the students I know.
And the instructor's saying, hey, you got to have like 5 thumbnails. They're never in the mood to draw. They just can't come up with any ideas yet. Here they are in art school. Do you have any suggestions or advice to these people these artists who are finding the inspiration to draw? Where do you find your inspiration? How do you get motivated?
Well, it's less about motivation and more about discipline.
Oh, a
So
whip.
it's literally, you might be motivated maybe 5% of every day. Well, I was about to curse, but I'm not going to. I don't know what kind of show this is. Forget that. I literally work a full-time job. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and work from 4:30 to 6:30 until my kids wake up, send them to school. I work 9 to 5, and then I come home and I put in another hour or two at night.
Wow.
So you work every day to make this stuff happen, whether or not you're in the mood or not.
Right.
Because that's the only way to get that incremental progress. If you take a day off and then suddenly you're going to take 2 days off.
Yeah.
Because it feels good to take a day off. But you know what doesn't happen? You're not getting better. You're actually getting worse.
Yeah.
And then
you lose that tempo.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's just like working out. You take a couple days off of going to the gym, that all of a sudden you're just paying a gym tax.
Yep.
Because you're not using it anymore. Been that position many times.
Okay, then the next question is, what keeps you in the flow? What kind of, is it a food? Is it a meditation? What is it that keeps you in the flow?
Well, ideally, the work itself gets you in that flow state. Excellent book, by the way. I don't know if you've read it, but it talks about the flow state. And hopefully the work itself is the reward. So coming here to a show like this, it's really cool being able to show it off to people, being able to talk to you guys about it. But you have to act, in my opinion, as if the work itself is the reason why I'm doing it.
And first and foremost, you got to love what you do. So you love what you do.
Amen to that.
There you go. There you go. You got to love what you're doing.
Okay, so we're going to get off topic because I got something that's burning on my mind here. First off, are you a veteran? Have you ever served in the military?
I grew up in military bases because my dad was in the Army.
Okay.
But I did not serve myself.
I'm gonna call this gentleman out. Can you come on, man? Come here. So I was in the Marine Corps. During a uniform change into the Digis, which this gentleman, I can't quite tell if you're in the frame. Bradley actually just changed the frame and walked away. Can you take a couple steps towards here? Now he's in the frame. All right. You know what? Mark, ask him where he's from and stuff while I change the frame up the camera.
Okay, then where are you from? Okay, this gentleman we're about ready to get on film, tape, recording is from Michigan. And, of course, we're getting our cameras calibrated here. Yeah. Man, Toaden's doing some light footwork there. He's feeling better. Great. Okay, so we've established that you're from Michigan. And what inspired you to wear the clothing that you're wearing right now?
I actually got the idea.
Go ahead, step up to the mic. You're good now. You should be good. Bradley, can you check the camera, make sure he's good?
There's Bradley.
I actually got the idea from a video game.
Oh, video game. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay, so we actually saw you changing uniforms a few times. And I look at it, I'm like, not quite modern. You had a gas mask that totally didn't match the Digis.
Yeah, it's kind of the main point of the game. Survival.
Okay. So where did you find this gas mask from? I'm just curious.
I get all my items from military shops.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, when you matched everything, you just wanted the items.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's good. You had an item that was hanging down below. I couldn't tell what it was. I couldn't tell if it was an A-tool that was stuck with the arm out or like a World War II pineapple grenade. Well, no, pineapple stuff. No, not the torch. Potato masher, that's it.
Actually, no, that was just a bag.
Oh, with a stick hanging out?
A spade. A shovel that you dig in.
E-tool. Usually E-tools collapse. I have 3 of them in my car.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question here. What's your name?
My name's David.
David, do you have a question for Ryan here?
Not really.
He's an artist. Yeah, he's with us here today.
He's an artist. Great,
I talked to this gentleman briefly earlier. He said he's interested in going into the National Guard after high school, something like
fantastic.
that. You want to defend the country? Yeah. That's
So
very noble.
you're telling me I should stop making fun of him. By the way, this will be on Dysfunctional Veterans Radio. That's
Yeah.
why. That's one reason why
Doesn't
I had to bring you on.
Toaden here's a veteran. Toaden's a
and
vet.
we are syndicated, or will be very soon. We're finalizing right now. Syndicated on WDVR, which is Dysfunctional Veterans Radio. Which I don't know if you ever heard Dysfunctional Veterans or the DV Farm, which is a charity that houses homeless veterans long term on a farm in New Hampshire. Great charity to look up, by the way.
Now, speaking about veterans, I also want to thank the veterans of the Star Wars universe, the Jedi Council of America, for sponsoring Media Litter Sandwich here today at the Adrian Comic Con. And David, thank you for putting together your attire, your choice in video. What would have been your second choice?
We really appreciate you sharing your love of the of the game and everything with it. We really do appreciate you. I know, Ryan, you have to go. You want to go ahead and shout out your website one more time?
correct.
Or your Facebook?
Yeah, my name is Ryan Cairns. I'm on Facebook. It's backwards. It's Cairns Ryan for legal purposes. I'm on Instagram, Cairns606. I just got on Twitter at campfire_comics. I think. I don't really know how to use Twitter. I think I've tweeted twice. We'll see how that goes. Or you can email me, Cairns_illustration@hotmail.com.
And you will have a list of the shows that you'll be attending.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And we look forward to you working with Scott, and because
that'd
I
be
totally
awesome.
want to check out your comics now. After an endorsement from him, you can't beat it.
It's been a legendary collab.
rock and roll. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It was a blast.
Ryan, take care, man.
Thanks, man.
Dude, the ghillie suit. You were wearing a ghillie suit earlier. And that wasn't a full ghillie suit, but it was... Dude, that's so cool.
I actually do have the full suit.
Okay. I seen people, how far do you take this? Is this the first time you cosplay in this, or have you worn it before?
Oh, I've worn it before. Like, I just hang out at my house in it. I just chill
You just
out.
hang out in your house in it?
Yeah.
Does anyone see you?
No one really cares.
Well, when we first got those digital camis, I know those are different because I don't see any Eagle Globe and Anchors embedded in them. But when we first got those, they were pretty much referred to as pajamas. So I totally understand. And same thing with their cover. There's no EGA, but it's still
But you call them pajamas because they're comfortable. You sleep in them, work in them, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
right?
and you're not allowed to iron them. You can't iron them. They don't
there you
want
go.
you to.
There you go.
This isn't the first thing I would come as. I actually had something else planned.
I heard the most bland.
Huh?
I had trouble hearing you. I'm sorry.
So this isn't the first thing I would come as. I actually had something else planned, but
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask him what his second choice would have been. What would your second choice have been?
I wore this last year. It's a shirt with a shark coming out.
Oh, a shirt with... Oh, wait a minute. I think I saw you. You had a shark's head coming out of the stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a new addition, actually. It's a coconut head on a chain.
Oh, right on, right on. I mix some of that up with my Hawaiian mocha here. That would have been
Very cool.
awesome,
I wonder, do you stream on Twitch or anything like that?
No. I've been told I should.
Do it.
Yeah,
Alright.
you totally do. Like, if you're already playing the video games, wearing the outfit, you might as well stream it.
And then everybody can see and you can, chat with them,
Okay, I have a question for you.
What up?
Absolutely.
Both of you. Do you want to see a trick?
No,
A trick?
I hate tricks.
Okay, well...
Tricks are for kids.
Are girls or fire or monsters involved?
I wish.
Oh, okay. Well, that's safe enough. I don't know.
All right, go for it, man.
Yeah. Here he goes.
We got a chair. All right.
He's got a chair. Here's the trick. He's got a trick, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the clothes are staying on, which is good. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Whoa.
You got one. Okay, for the audio listeners, he is sitting on a chair with one leg behind his head.
He is a contortionist. So can you fit in a box the size of that little speaker over there?
I wish I could.
So you specialize, if I took you could fit yourself in that garbage can over there, kind of, sort of.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. Man, here we go. Here's my bag. Can you fit in my paper bag? I know I can fix you up with several girls with moves like that. if you fit in that bag. No.
Yeah, that is totally a picture you need.
He's blushing.
On your OkCupid and on your Tinder. That's
Go
the
ahead
one.
and put it on your Facebook page. Why not? Put it on your Instagram. Dude,
Hey.
man, that was a trick. That was a trick for
Absolutely.
For all ages. Now send some chicks over here. I want to see them do the same thing.
Thanks for allowing us to pull you on and make fun of you and stuff. That's awesome,
Oh,
man.
yeah, sure. I'm used to it.
Yeah, feel free to grab one of our business cards. I got a business card right here. Or take
a
one of the
door
door
hanger.
hangers.
Yeah, it's a door hanger.
Absolutely.
So when you're practicing your contortion, you can put that on the door. It says "Do not disturb."
Or when you finally start, when you start streaming, you can flip it. And when other friends are over, you can just have just come in to let people know. Especially if you have a sister and she, around the same age with a lot of really nice friends, you can invite her friends to come in and party. I don't know.
All right, thank
Wow,
you.
I feel like I just hit a nerve there. I feel like I'm on to something.
Ladies, wait a minute. Are you single or are you
I am
taken?
single.
All right, ladies,
All
there
right,
you
there
go. Specialty man, just for you.
All right, we are going to have to wrap up here.
Okay.
Before we do, one of the things I noticed at this con, I don't really see at other cons.
What's that?
Even is all the lightsaber play we have going on.
Oh
and-
man, the kids are going nuts over there, and these lightsabers are indestructible, which is good.
Right, and it's not just. It's not just Deadpool fighting people with it and kids having fun whacking the lightsaber. The Jedi Council of America actually was doing little courses like, hey, instead of doing this, try this, and if you do, and step around like this, and and giving lessons.
And this is cool because they're practicing great lightsaber etiquette. They're also using
Don't
great
kill each other.
Yeah, they're using great stance. They're not going haywire over it. Nobody's poked anybody's eye out.
Nobody's yelling at each other. Nobody is, because you get two kids together, give them sticks. One of them's gonna hit the other one in the hand, and they're gonna be like and they get all upset.
Yeah.
And we have not seen any of that.
They have been practicing with great form over there, and I want to compliment once again the Jedi Council of America for their instruction and their sponsorship for Media Litter Sandwich here at the Adrian Comic Con.
Yeah, we got more cosplay walking around here. We have a cosplay contest that will be starting here very momentarily. We want to thank everyone for coming out. We want to thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed our discussion. Remember, the video version is different than the audio version. With me is Mark Monster from
CrazyMark.com.
And I'm Toaden from Toaden.com, YouTube.com/ToadenK. And if we're lucky, we might get Starscream to take a few more steps this way.
Starscream, JFK Costumes, come on over
Then
here.
who is he? He's not Starscream.
JFK Costumes, come on over here. Come on over here, JFK
All
Costumes.
right, right before we end, let's go ahead and jump. Just go ahead and walk all the way up to the table. Keep going forward.
Yeah.
Now go ahead, turn around.
Turn around. There's the big camera.
And that is how the video version is different than the audio version.
Oh, yeah. That's JFK Costumes right there. And who is your character today? Here's
Skywarp.
Skywarp.
Dude, fantastic costume.
Go ahead.
I'm sure you're anxious for the costume contest, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up so that can begin. Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed our discussion. You can find us at MediaLitterSandwich.com. The audio versions on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Podbean, Podknife. Yeah, I could go on and on and on here. Go ahead. Please check us out. Wow, I'm out of words now. You know what? May the algorithms be in your favor.
Like and comment below.